All right. So again, YouTube kicked me off. So I am just going to just do the thing on here, save it here on Facebook, and then upload this baby to YouTube later because that'll work. It'll be fine. All right. So super excited that you are here. I am going to be discussing how to manifest your dream partner, your dream relationship, your dream guy, whatever you want to call it. Essentially, it's the same thing. So, okay. I want to know, first off, like, what kind of individuals have you been attracting, for one? Go ahead and comment below what kind of men have you been attracting in your life before I get started. And as you are commenting below what kind of men you've been attracting, I also want to just share with you a little bit about how I even came to be a relationship love coach. First off, I didn't always have my love life together. Like, I didn't even have a love life at all. It was really just toxic relationships, and I would not consider that love. I did have some good, okay relationships, but I wasn't able to handle them very well because I didn't think I was deserving of them. So I either would leave the relationship sooner rather than later, or get distracted by somebody else. Obviously, that's not really cool, right? But those are the facts. That's kind of how I dealt with it, because I self-sabotage a lot of my romantic relationships. And, doing all of this inner work, 9 months ago, I realized that when I was able to figure it out, like when it just fucking clicked, I knew that I needed to share this with other women. I needed other women that are like me, that find themselves in lots of different relationships, and it's never getting you anywhere. It never got you anywhere. It didn't get me anywhere. I was constantly the friend, or someone who was stuck in the casual phase of the relationship, and not even in a place where we were actually committed. And I really wanted to be in a committed relationship, but I wasn't able to break the barrier, and I didn't know what the fuck was going on. So this is why I ended up being a relationship love coach, because this is like my forte. This is something that I've always been so passionate about. I've always loved love, and I think that's really, really powerful, especially in this area, because I'm able to tap into love very easily, because this is something that one, I practice, and two, like, I've always been obsessed with it, Okay, so let's just dive into the 5 steps to manifest your dream partner. So one of the first things that I want you to do is get out something to write with, because you're going to want to write these notes down. These are fucking golden. I'm giving you 5 steps. There's obviously like a few things that you'll kind of have to really learn as you go to practice these certain things, like letting go and really surrendering. But if you want one-on-one coaching, you can always reach out to me. So the first step, also, if you're just tuning in, let me know what's your number one struggle with manifesting relationships. What's your number one struggle with manifesting relationships? Okay, so number 1, write this down. What kind of man, what kind of woman, if you're a guy and you're watching this and you want to know, like, how do I manifest a woman in my life right now? It's quarantine time, Paula. Like, we're in isolation. Honestly, this is the best time to do this work. I know I haven't, like, dived into the 5 steps yet, but really, honestly, I truly believe that this is the best freaking time to manifest. Why? Because with manifesting, intentional manifesting, it's not just saying, oh, yes, I want X, Y, and Z. It's coming. No, you got to do the work, especially if you want something grand, if you want something that is your truest desire. So if you want to just, manifest just any guy, by all means, you can manifest any guy. But if you want to manifest the guy that you've always dreamed about having, then you need to do the inner work so you can feel worthy of being in this relationship. Otherwise, you're going to self-sabotage. And you can do this with money. A lot of individuals, if they don't do the inner work around money, they can manifest $500,000 and then they're going to screw it all up because they don't actually feel worthy of it. They'll like spend it on a whole bunch of shit. So same thing. We don't want to manifest the guy of our dreams and then screw it all up, right? Definitely not. So this is why this is super important. So number one, what kind of man are you desiring? Getting clear on this is going to be really, really powerful, because once you start doing the inner work, the guy will come. Because all of the barriers that you once had up based on your beliefs, our beliefs create barriers that don't allow us to attract love, to attract blessings and what have you. Our beliefs block so much. And once we can shift the beliefs, that guy will come. I promise you. Okay, so number one, what kind of relationship are you wanting to have? How does this person make you feel? So go ahead and write that all out. Hey, Vincent, come here, buddy. Vincent, come on, Bubba. My dog does not like cats. Come here, baby. Okay, so what kind of man are you desiring? What kind of woman are you desiring? How do they make you feel, right? When you're sad, how do they treat you when you're sad, when you are happy, right? Those are really, really important. A lot of us end up in relationships where if we're feeling really happy, someone wants to push you down with their words, right? You're happy and I'm not happy, so no. We don't want that kind of relationship, right? But if you're sad, guess what? We want somebody who is going to lift us up, right? So you want to be clear on exactly what kind of relationship you are wanting, what kind of partner you're wanting, what kind of, what's their personality like, what have you. For me, I wrote down a whole bunch of things. It was so funny. I wrote down that he was tall. He was, taller. He was over 6'1" or over 6 feet or something like that, which he is. I wrote down that he was sensitive, but also nurturing and masculine, and loved sports, and he has a business, and he helped me with mine, and all of these things, and that's what I manifested. So you want to be really clear, and I even talked about when I'm feeling down, he always guides me towards love. I even wrote down, I want a conscious man, a man who is spiritual and is awakened. So I was very, very clear about what it is I wanted. So I want you to be super clear about what it is that you're desiring in a relationship, in a partner, guy, what have you. Write it all down, and then go through it and just mark out all of the things that isn't really necessary. Okay? And then just let it go. And just pretty much tell yourself, and so it is. I just put it down on paper. I know what it is I want. Great. Okay? So being clear about everything you're wanting is super, super important. Again, otherwise, you're just going to manifest just a guy. And we don't want to just manifest any guy. We don't want to manifest the guy, right? So I would advise you to tune into your heart. Ask yourself, what kind of guy am I actually desiring in my life? Do I want him to be patient? You can think about all of the relationships that you've been in prior. And if you've been with a really selfish man, who doesn't make you a priority, things like that, you can write down, my dream man makes me a priority. My dream man is so giving and loving and kind. My dream man is genuine and is open and communicates and yada, yada, yada. Go all in, okay? But really just speak positive statements. Don't write things like, I don't want a man who is selfish. I don't want X, Y, and Z. I don't want a guy like my ex-boyfriend who cheated on. No. Focus on, write down, my dream man is loyal. My dream man is kind. My dream man is X, Y, and Z. Okay. When I am sad, anytime I feel sad, my dream man makes me feel so loved and seen and heard, etc., etc. Okay? Second, I think that was pretty clear. Second thing, what's your belief around relationships? How do you talk about relationships? Do you think relationships are hard? Do you think relationships are easy? Do you think relationships are built on lies? Do you think relationships always end up in divorce? Like, how do you view relationships? Get super clear, ask yourself, tune into yourself. You can sit with yourself in meditation or just in silence and ask yourself, what are my limiting beliefs around relationships? Okay? So that's like part of number 2, okay? How do you view love? What are your limiting beliefs around love? And ask yourself, okay, like love is, what do you typically say after love is what? Is love hard? Is love hard to come by? Is love easy? Yeah, definitely speaks positively. It's so important. Honestly, that was the biggest fucking game changer. I promise you. Limiting beliefs around relationships, limiting beliefs around love. How do you talk about men? This is really, really important. If we're wanting to manifest a man and we're saying, like, guys suck, guys are assholes, every time I date a guy, he's a dick. Like, if you're going to be talking about men that way, you won't be manifesting your dream guy. So we want to speak about the opposite sex or the same sex, whatever it is that you are attracted to. It doesn't matter, but you want to talk about that gender in a really loving way, okay? Even talking about your own gender in a really loving way. So, yeah, and then you want to ask yourself, what are your limiting beliefs around yourself? I'm giving you like a lot of good stuff here. And it is a lot of sitting down with yourself and asking yourself these questions, but these are the questions that you need to get to so you can pretty much, remove the blocks, literally. Like, when you shift these beliefs, you'll be able to remove these blocks. So how you would do that? So first off, you want to ask yourself, what are my limiting beliefs around love, relationships, men, and yourself? So how do you talk about yourself? Do you tell yourself that you're stupid? Do you tell yourself that you're dumb? Do you tell yourself that you can't get anything right, that you don't know anything, that you can't manifest a man because X, Y, and Z? How do you tell yourself that you don't deserve love, right? You want to ask yourself, tune in, because when you tune in, all of the limiting beliefs will come up because they'll show its face to you if you ask. So just ask yourself, what are my limiting beliefs around love? So right now I just asked, and it's just that I'm not worthy. That's a limiting belief, right? That I'm not worthy of love. Bullshit. That's fucking bullshit. So you want to put all of those on paper, so you can actually see them and then reframe them. So you ask yourself, what are my limiting beliefs around love? Maybe you get I'm not worthy, or maybe you get something else that doesn't actually feel good. How can you reframe that? How can you shift that towards something that's going to be a positive statement? So maybe it's love is hard. How does that feel in your body? It feels like shit, right? Ooh, that doesn't feel expanding and free and fun. So how can you shift that? Maybe love is easy. Love is fun. Love is freeing. Love is beautiful. Love is blah, 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 whatever, right? But the idea here is that you shift it towards something that feels good. Same thing, relationships. Same thing with men. So let's say you typically attract men that are jerks or men that don't make you a priority. You can shift that towards I attract men that are loving, kind, and genuine. That's what I shifted mine to, because I used to say, I only attract men that are assholes. I used to say that all the time. And so once I made that change, once I flipped that, I started saying I only attract men that are loving, kind, and genuine. And I did. Okay, number three, write this down. You want to embody your best self, your higher self, your inner self, whatever you want to call it. You want to embody that version of you. So if you are walking around your house lately and you haven't shaved your legs, you haven't, you don't feel like your hottest self, start showing up for yourself, start working out. It's not really necessary. So I want this to be really, really clear. We are not doing any of this to manifest a relationship. We are doing this so we can freaking feel good about love, about relationships, about life in general. It's really, really important that we don't get into this, don't just want the man because we want the man. We want love. We want to feel love, and then we will attract the man. Is that clear? So, embody your higher self so you can actually feel fucking good about yourself. So you can feel secure and confident in who you are. And honestly, this is the best time. Oh, thank you, Shannon. This is the best time to do all of this because guess what? You're home. You have plenty of time to do this work. Okay. So step into your true being. Step into, the version of you that's confident. Even if you're at home, ladies, step into that version. And number four, be love. So I want you to sit with yourself in meditation and just embody love. And if that means just watching yourself walk on a beach, running around naked and you're just feeling love, that's perfect. That's fine. Or you can envision yourself holding hands with your dream guy or, walking or hiking up a mountain. That's what was something that, came forth to me. And I always envisioned Arizona for some reason. Guess what? I ended up on a mountain in Arizona with my man. So that's really funny. But yeah, you want to just sit with yourself just a couple of minutes, just visualize yourself just truly being in love, play love songs. It's really important though that you pay attention to the wording in these love songs in this day and age because they're not really love songs. They're very me focused, and they're not we focused. They're very selfish. So really tune into love songs that are actually embodying unconditional love. And if you can't find any, that's okay. You can always put on some frequencies on YouTube. You can Google love frequencies and just sit with yourself in meditation, go to bed with these frequencies on. Honestly, they did wonders for me. And last but not least, okay, number 5, you want to let go, you want to practice patience, you want to truly surrender and know that he is coming. That's what you got to do. And just step into the part of you that's open and ready to receive. You need to be open and ready to receive. Otherwise, we won't be able to receive. So what that really looks like is just practice feeling good. Practice feeling fucking good. And you'll notice that you'll be guided maybe to him, or he'll come to you, or, whatever. I actually went to Nick when I was doing this process, and I didn't know. I just felt so called to reach out to him, and that's kind of how we started our journey together. It was really, really cool. But yeah. And there's obviously other things that you want to consider, being vulnerable and open and things like that when you're actually in the relationship, but that's something else, right? That's a different step for later on. But yeah, tune into all of that. What kind of relationship are you wanting? That's number 1. What kind of partner are you desiring? 2, what's your relationship with, what if I thought I had him and I lost him? Okay, so what you can do there, I suppose, you can go ahead tune into yourself. I would tune into yourself and ask yourself, like, is this someone that I actually need to reach out to and share my feelings with, or do I need to let him go? Okay, because a lot of times, because we're all vibrating at a certain frequency, right? And what happens is if we end up losing someone, or I don't know why I did that, but if we end up losing someone, or if we end up breaking up, what have you, it's because our paths no longer are working, you know, like we're not on the same path. Either one of us grew or the other one didn't grow, or what have you. They're just not on the same frequency. It's like turning on a dial, and if we're on the same you know, station, then we're gravy, baby. But if we're not on the same station, then we kind of like drift apart, and that's okay. But we need to be willing to let go. So you want to just tune in and ask yourself, like, should I reach out, or is this someone that I need to let go? And I want you to, when you ask this question, your ego might come through, okay? So I want you to ask yourself after that, was that my ego or my higher self? Your ego will play games with you, especially in regards to relationships and just in general with everything. So you want to ask yourself, like, yeah, is this my ego or my higher self? And if it's your ego, then you want to ask yourself, just, okay, well, what is actually true here? Like, what is it that I'm needing to do, if anything? And just like tune in and give your higher self permission to speak. So say, like, higher self, come through. What is it that I need to do? Should I reach out, or, you know, do I let this person go? And just allow the voice to come through. And then if she says, like, go reach out, reach out. If she says let go, just trust your inner knowing, and, you know, just allow yourself to let go a little bit at a time. Yeah. But remember, if not him, someone fucking better. I promise you. When I was first starting to date Nick, I wasn't sure. I didn't trust myself, because for years I was in so many toxic relationships. I always thought that they were the one. And now I'm in a relationship where he is, and I had the complete opposite of thoughts. And so I would always ask myself, like, oh my God, what is this? Like, what is this? What is this? And it's really just, it was me not trusting myself in my relationship. But now I'm really like, no, I trust myself, because I did all the fucking work. Like, I healed, I did all the things, like, I'm done with the self-sabotaging behaviors, all of that crap. And I'm really just tuning into love. And sometimes, like, I'll revert back, but it's very brief, and it's very easy to shift out of. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks so much for, you know, sticking on here, Shannon. I really appreciate it, and I hope this was really, really beneficial for you. If you have any questions, if you need any guidance around this, please go ahead and reach out. Other humans, if you want some one-on-one coaching around manifesting your lover, feel free to reach out. I will be doing 3 30-minute calls for $199, and we can just focus on manifesting love. Sound good? All right. I will talk to y'all later. I'm gonna go eat, because it's like 8:36 and I haven't eaten dinner. Okay, bye.